Um, okay, so this should be an interesting video today. So, I'll admit right now, I've been a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's for a very long time since the games came out. The horror game was fun and everything. Now, with one thing that I did when I was younger was back on my 360, I did try to build Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And further on, as the years went by, I saw more Five Nights at Freddy's mods for Java and Bedrock. I was still on my Xbox back then, the 360, the Xbox One, and I really wish I had those mods. Well, now is the chance I can finally do that. And so that brings us to today's video, where today I'm going to attempt to build Five Nights at Freddy's 1 in Minecraft. So hopefully y'all going to enjoy this video. So let's go ahead and why don't we get started here. Alright, and of course the first thing that we need is the layout. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, and after probably like at least 10 minutes later on debating, here we are with our layout. Now, I've kept the pizzeria layout to original as possible with the camera mat model, but I've only added in like one special room that's not in the game. Anyways, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Okay, so from this red area here, these red hallways, this is the office where we play at in the game. And alongside the hallways and everything, this blue area, this is the closet, or mostly known as Bonnie's favorite hiding spot. Now right here in this area, in Help Wanted, it is a price counter. Over here in this green, lime green area, this is where the kitchen will be. Now, we don't know what the cameras or the kitchen actually looks like because the camera is just offline. It's not working. Here we have the bathroom hallway alongside both the bathrooms. Then over here, I've added in the safe room from the FNaF 3 minigame ending. This little purple part right here, this is where Foxy is. And over here in this green area, this is where parts and services, or known as the backstage on cameras. And of course, where all this yellow is, the main area. Then we come right down here where all this orange is, and this is where we're building the show stage. Then finally, our custom area, which I've added in. So basically, the entrance into Freddy's. Then right here, I'm gonna put a counter area like where you go there and, you know, you pay for your entry or pay for a birthday or whatever. And yeah, and also a little corridor, a little hallway, and this is probably gonna be a manager's office. And also the brown for the exterior. For the exterior, I have a plan for what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the fake rumor, what everyone believed, thought Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was real, image on screen now. And I'll be honest, I felt for that. I really thought it was real. I remember on an old YouTube channel that I've had, I found it before. I think I'll do a video on it later. That channel was entirely dedicated to Five Nights at Freddy's. It's probably like maybe 10. Wait, no. It's probably like at least I want to say I created in 2016, so almost 10 years old. And plus we are using mods in this, by the way. And the main mod that I'm using is the Five Nights at Freddy's Management Wanted mod by OVDR Studios. And I've played the mod on the side, and I can say it is a really fantastic mod, so shout out to the studio and the people behind it. I did also add in a couple other mods, such as Fazcraft, Yuushya, if that's how you say your name, I apologize, these decorations, basically like furniture, lighting we will be using. But if you want every single mod that I have in here, I will leave a link into the description with every single mod on CurseForge, that's where I got them from. But yeah, so without further ado now, let's go ahead and let's start building. And with the build all done, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Alright, finally got it done. It took me like 5 hours, I guess, to fully build it and decorate it. You've already seen the replay mod footage on here. So yeah, well, I'm gonna get started here with the exterior. Now, with the exterior here, I decided to go with the rumor, like the hoax that everyone thought at first was real, but then got debunked by this guy. I can't remember his name. I need to search him up, really. I need to search him up. And coming out here, we have the Blood and Gears fan game Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place sign that is in the Management Wanted mod. And we just did this. I didn't add no other foliage. I cannot speak today. Around, so we didn't get trees or anything. I probably should have done it. I may do it for the thumbnail of this, which you'll probably see. Alright, coming out up here, we have a custom banner sign that I've done. Of course, the Freddy head statue. Then coming all the way over here, you have a Fazbear Entertainment sign, which is basically the licensing and marketing that this is a Fazbear Entertainment establishment. Anyways, yeah, there's nothing big, but we're gonna go and just fly around real quick. You got the side of the building here. I'm gonna build a alleyway here. You come all the way around here and everything. Of course, here's up top and everything. Ignore the polished diorite. You'll understand why in a minute once we get through. Anyways, let's go ahead and enter the pizzeria. And here we are with the front entrance and the waiting area here. Coming here, you got a Freddy cutout, a Bonnie cutout. You got your cash register where you'll go up to choose what party thing you want to do, as well as what order do you want. Of course, you got chairs to sit on while you wait for your next turn into the pizzeria. Anyway, let's go into the main area. And here we are with the main area here. Got arcade machines, Pirates Codes back there. We'll get to those in a minute. Well, let's take a look at the star attraction. The gang, Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie Bunny, and Chica Chicken. No, I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun building this. I genuinely did. Brought back a lot of old memories of me trying to do it on console. Then now that I had mods, I was fully able to build it. So yeah, you come around here, you got your party tables, you got some seating for more guests, and you got all the arcade machines, you got claw machines. I found out there's something unique about the claw machines. You take a fast coin, right? From, this is from Management Wanted. Take a fast coin, Management Wanted, throw that in, and the claw actually moves. That's pretty sick, I gotta say. Hands down to OVDR Studios for adding that in. That is really just amazing. Claim your prize. And I can't get it. I can't get my prize. Well, no, so okay. I want to first point out some detail here. To Management Wanted, McFarlane Arcade. This right here is the arcade cabinet from the McFarlane Toys Five Nights at Freddy's building set, the show stage. And funny enough, I did have this set before. I don't have it anymore. The only set that I now have is the office, and I actually kept this arcade piece. We got another claw machine here. Coming through, you got some more arcade games. You got here. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You know what? Let's see if we can win Balloon Boy. Okay. Over. Okay, what we're doing? What are we doing? This claw machine's rigged. But no, yeah, apparently you can just throw them in there. I want my Balloon Boy. So this is the Balloon Boy from the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which Mike gets jump scared by. Or and Corey gets jump scared by in the van, in the taxi, which is very funny. Yeah. And over here, you have Pirates Cove with our boy Foxy. Foxy was overall one of my favorite animatronics. Junebug's. You got some drawings with the yellow rabbit drawing. And then coming right here, got the prize counter. What prizes you can get here, you ask? Candy, bouncing balls. You can get t-shirts. You can get some posters to take home. Of course, plushes. Some small little figures. I probably should have Balloon Boy up here too. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Oh, I'm not gonna grab that. Yeah, but coming over here, you got some skee ball machines. Alright, going into here. Probably one of my favorite parts that I was decorating. Oh, missing power. Yeah. We have the kitchen. Now, we don't know what the kitchen actually looks like in FNaF, so I had to go full on out here. And I'd say I did a really good job over here. We have these custom Freddy Fazbear looking ovens from the Project Nightshift mod. Yeah, this is probably my favorite thing I've done, just customizing this. You got this vent grill. You got all these food sitting up. You got plates, spill drink, all that, just like cool down food or keep it hot still. Sinks, the security camera. Moving on down here to the bathrooms now, we have an out of order arcade machine. The secret room, which we'll get into in a minute. Coming in here, you have the bathrooms, and I decided to make the bathrooms parallel to each other with this, making it look like a mirror. And of course, you got the stalls in the mod. Doors open and they close. Yeah, this is just the same thing for the female's bathroom side too. Everything on this side is duplicated on this side. So it looks like the illusion. Oh, it's mirrored. It's mirrored. It's just a bathroom, but you're not in the reflection like those indie games. That when there's a bathroom, you go into the mirror, you look, you're not there. Right, coming into here now, I'm gonna have to go F3, F4 spectator mode. There we go. And we go into here, and what was that? Oh, it's just a camera name. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, into here we have the safe room. We have a flickering light. We have the spring Bonnie suit here, and we got the knife, William Afton's knife. Some ketchup. Yeah, spilled ketchup on the floor here and there. Some Fredbear's Family Diner memorabilia, Spring Bonnie poster, the FNaF 4 minigame Fredbear photo, a Fredbear cutout, Spring Bonnie plush, and an old retro Fredbear advertisement, and the FNaF 2 animatronics, which is just the FNaF 3 box. Because this Freddy Fazbear's pizza takes place, well, confirmed by Game Theory themselves, takes place in 1993 for the last Freddy Fazbear's location, which is FNaF 1. And taking a stroll over here into this room, you have the backstage here. Backstage, you got boxes, you got the endoskeleton, you got animatronics heads. Something I found out about this. I right click, and you can close their eyes. That's something very interesting you can do here. Yeah, nothing too big here. Main thing, you got an endoskeleton, cameras again. Now let's move on to the next one. And coming back here into this room, which I've specially made. Back here, you got like a simple hallway, you can say, with some of these posters from the Freddy and Friends tour. Then you come into here, you got a break room, you got some books in up here, you got all these lockers, you got a microwave in here in case you get some leftover pizza. And you got the computer here, which you can clock in to do your shift. Of course, you just go through this door, you'll just be at the cash register. And then coming into this room, you have the manager's office. Manager's office in here. Answer telephone. Hire new employees. You got fan 2, which makes the office sound. And of course, you have another computer as well here, just to check on everything. Some file cabinets, books, plants, and a clock. Moving on to the hallways. Here we have the East Hall. East Hall, this is the hallway that Foxy runs down in the main game. And coming into here, you got the supply closet, otherwise known as Bonnie's favorite hiding spot. Nothing too big about that. Come all the way down here, and welcome to where you play at in the game, the security office. Of course, the doors do work. You have these lights that work. both sides. Here we are on the west hallway. You just go all the way down here. I need to put a door right here. This door, you go right here. You're sitting at the price counter, and you can watch the animatronics from right there. Overall, I had fun with this build. This brought back a lot of memories, and I'd say I did a really good job on this. Well, that is probably going to be it for this video. Anyway, guys, well, let me know down below if we should do a series of building FNaF 1 through 6. I think that's something we could do, absolutely. Anyways, if you haven't already, go ahead, like and subscribe if you want me to continue doing these things, because I love doing them, I love building, and this will be honestly an interesting series to make of building Five Nights at Freddy's entirely. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you then.